What's up YouTube, Fallout Freak here, and I'm back with another quest video. So we did a quest video to a Fallout New Vegas quest in the last one. So for this quest video, we're going to be talking about a Fallout 3 quest, and that quest is none other than Head of State. So without further ado, let's go ahead and talk about the quest known as Head of State. Head of State is a side quest in Fallout 3. It is also a PS3 trophy and an Xbox 360 and PC achievement. Detailed walkthrough. Talking with the Union. The quest is given to the Lone Wanderer in the Temple of the Union by Hannibal Hamlin. Hannibal wants to relocate his slave haven from the Temple of the Union to the Lincoln Memorial and restore the memorial as a sign of freedom, despite the fact that it would undoubtedly attract unwanted attention. The quest may also be started after speaking with Leroy Walker or killing the slavers at the Lincoln Memorial. Hannibal requests for the player character to scout the Lincoln Memorial to see if it is still occupied by super mutants. He will also ask the player character to assist former slave Caleb Smith. Caleb is a stonemason and will ask the player character to obtain a poster of the Lincoln Memorial in the Museum of History so that he will have reference material to help him restore the Lincoln Memorial. The Lincoln Memorial poster is on a wall next to a desk at the top of the staircase, which leads to the topmost level in the Museum of History offices area. Kill the slavers. After scouting the Lincoln Memorial, one is required as an objective to clear the memorial of all enemies. Specifically, the slavers currently occupy the memorial. If one enters the memorial, the slavers will immediately become hostile and attack player character, regardless of whether one has started the Head of State quest. Once the memorial has been cleared of all slavers, the player character can return to the Temple of the Union. Alternatively, if the player character has been to the Temple of the Union, they can tell the slavers that the slaves are hiding out near Old Olney, results in bad karma. Side with the slavers. The first time the player character talks to Leroy Walker, he will ask them to find items related to Lincoln. The second time the player character talks to Walker, or after they trade the first Lincoln item, Walker will ask the player character to locate Hannibal Hamlin. If the player character sells out the location of Hannibal, Walker will tell them that they will be waiting for the player character's help there. Walker and his slavers will then leave the Lincoln Memorial. Upon telling the slavers where the temple is, a battle occurs there if Caleb's section of the quest, retrieving the poster, has not yet been completed. In this case, the slavers will leave the memorial and run to the temple. It helps to fast travel and do other things in the meantime, as it can take the slavers over one in-game day to get there. Once the slavers arrive, one needs to speak to Leroy to trigger the attack. He can be found waiting under the highway west of the Temple of the Union. Several slavers will also appear sneaking outside the temple immediately after its location is revealed, but most of them will likely be killed by random encounters before Leroy arrives. Note, during the battle both Walker and Hamlin can be killed, causing the one to fail the quest. One can also double-cross the slavers by killing them after selling out the slaves. Once the slavers are dead, one can continue on the original quest helping the slaves. Escort Hannibal. Upon reporting back to Hannibal Hamlin that there are no super mutants in the Lincoln Memorial, Hannibal will gather up the runaway slaves and head for the memorial. He will tell the player character he and his team will start off within the hour. Once Hannibal's crew all leave the temple and travel a bit down the road, the player can then fast travel to the Mall Northwest Metro station, where Hannibal will eventually arrive. It is recommended to wait 24 hours at the meeting location. If the player character escorts the group, they can, along the way, tell Hannibal to wait here while I scout ahead. He will wait for 6 game hours and then continue on his journey, with or without the player character. When one has cleared a path for them, Hannibal can be told it's safe now, and they will resume the trek. The waypoint will show that One needs to meet Hannibal at the Mall Northwest metro station. Upon arrival, Hannibal will thank the player character. The group will then proceed to the memorial and the quest will be completed. Battle at the Lincoln Memorial. In the event that the slavers still occupy the Lincoln Memorial when Hannibal Hamlin and the runaway slaves arrive, they will ask the player character to help them kill the slavers. If one does not tell Hannibal to wait while they check it out, then Hannibal will lead the runaway slaves in an assault on the Lincoln Memorial. Hannibal is usually killed, which will fail the quest. However, if one tells Hannibal they will investigate the memorial, Hannibal will wait. This method will allow one to go into the memorial and kill the slavers that occupy it. Then, when one reports back to Hannibal, there will be no one to kill Hannibal when he leads the charge and the quest can be completed. Selling Lincoln's artifacts. The 8 Lincoln artifacts can be sold either to Hannibal Hamlin, Leroy Walker, or Abraham Washington. Selling at least one artifact to Leroy Walker will grant one access to the memorial without being shot. Just ask him if one can peek around the memorial. So that is a little bit about the Head of State quest. Let me go ahead and play you a quote from that quest. So here we go.
Our abolitionist hero.
And that's what Hannibal Hamlin says after completion of the quest. Now let me go ahead and pull you up what the trophy or achievement picture looks like. And this is the achievement or trophy picture for the Head of State quest. There we go. I needed to get to my desktop first. So this is the achievement or trophy picture for the Head of State quest. It looks odd seeing the Vault Boy with a beard. He looks so different, even though it's just a few lines is all, but he still looks different in that picture. But that is my quest video for this quest video, Head of State. Hit me up in the comment section below and please let me know what you think about the Head of State quest. It's definitely one of my favorites, and what some of your favorite quests and side quests are in the Fallout 3 video game. But until my next quest video, you must always remember that war never changes.